My idea for this production is to take the Yasmina Rina play God of Carnage and produce it in the style of a dark comedy. The overall message is the lack of respect that society has with one another's differences and views. The audience will be able to subtextually relate this message of the play to their lives today. The plot of God of Carnage begins with an 11-year-old boy, Ferdinand, who strikes another boy, Bruno, with a stick, knocking out 2 front teeth. The parents of each boy meet with intentions to rectify the situation. What begins as a civil discussion ultimately dissolves into a yelling match. Highlighted in the production will be realistic dialogue, believable characters, insightful satire, and a vague ending. I would say that the main conflict of this play is that both parents have different perspectives and refuse to acknowledge the other's perspective. They are stubborn in their beliefs, which in turn ignites the arguments within the play. This theme of closed-mindedness is seen in many other plays as well. Taking inspiration from Romeo and Juliet, they have the same conflict of 2 opposing views that refuse to understand each other's perspectives, or even try to. West Side Story is the Romeo and Juliet story that is brought into a new time and culture. God of Carnage is a twist on that same central conflict, but with more of an uncomfortable feel. Most people aren't fans of ugly, angry, pointless arguments, but these type of arguments are great for an entertaining play with social satire. This play is only 12 years old, and I believe this message is still very applicable to modern day. Audiences today can definitely learn a lesson, and hopefully it opens people's mind to new perspectives. I think that this play does best in this modern day time period, where we seem to have more problems than ever with closed-mindedness. While over the past 12 years, our society has definitely made great strides in social awareness and acceptance, we still have a long way to go, and God of Carnage clearly highlights such current societal flaws. Tense arguments reveal multiple layers of a character. For an audience member, there is a dark pleasure in watching the sanity of others disappear. We get to watch the characters unravel their dark sides despite their original diplomatic intentions. We get to behold adults who act like children, and we might see a bit of ourselves in that. I hope that the audience takes away the message of being more open-minded and accepting. The bickering of the characters is easily inspired by the TV show How I Met Your Mother, where one of the characters, Robin, consistently bursts into screaming at one of her co-workers for no apparent reason. Robin's co-worker, Patrice, has a different personality than Robin, and it's common throughout many seasons for Robin to almost randomly start yelling at Patrice when she talks. Just as the characters go off on tangents of their own and start yelling at each other just because they have different views, I'm hoping that the ability to relate to characters that one would not want to be similar to will allow for the audience to question themselves and leave motivated to be better people.
Nobody asked you, Patrice! Nobody asked for your help, Patrice! You wasn't ready!
Although this is a comedy, it does retain some tense and uncomfortable undertones. Adding an element of dark humor will help to ensure that the audience does not write off the very important underlying message because of humor. Dark humor makes the message more memorable and gives the production an almost sociopathic quality, which is not easily forgettable. The vague ending of the play will also add to the unsettling tone. The pointless bickering that makes up the entirety of the play allows for a simple set design. The entire play takes place at the home of the Vallon family. Originally, the play was set in modern Paris, but it is easily adaptable to portray our own Fredericksburg community. The older historic houses in Fredericksburg are decorated almost grandma style and will convey the lower class status of the Vallon family. I'm particularly inspired by my own family's living room. Cluttered and overstuffed bookshelves along with an outdated furniture is the type of scene I'm going for. It is the everything is from a thrift store aesthetic.